A surprise inheritance. Arthur Miller was a quiet man who lived a simple life. He worked as an accountant in a small firm, lived in the same apartment for 15 years, and spent his weekends reading books or walking in the park. His life was predictable, comfortable, and some might say, a little boring. He had no family left, or so he thought, and his few friends were mostly colleagues from work. One Tuesday afternoon, as Arthur was finishing his weekly report, his office phone rang. The voice on the other end was formal and precise. "Am I speaking to Mr. Arthur Miller?" "Yes, this is he," Arthur replied, a little confused. He rarely received personal calls at work. "Mr. Miller, my name is Robert Pendleton. I am a solicitor from the firm Pendleton and Gray. I am calling regarding the estate of your great-uncle, Mr. Alastair Finch." Arthur was stunned. My great-uncle? I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong person. I don't have any relatives named Finch." "There is no mistake, Mr. Miller. Your maternal grandmother's brother. Alastair Finch. He has passed away, and you are named as the sole beneficiary in his will." Arthur sat down heavily in his chair. He remembered his mother mentioning a mysterious uncle who traveled the world, but he had never met the man. He was just a story, a character from family legends. The solicitor arranged a meeting for the next day. Arthur's mind was racing. What could this mean? And estate? What kind of estate could a world-traveling uncle possibly have? The law office of Pendleton and Gray was everything Arthur imagined it would be: old, quiet, and smelling of leather and old paper. Mr. Pendleton, a serious man with kind eyes, greeted him and handed him a thick envelope. "Firstly, my condolences on your loss," Mr. Pendleton began. Alastair was a unique man. He was an explorer, a collector of rare artifacts. He led a very unconventional life. Arthur opened the envelope with trembling hands. Inside was a letter and a set of old, tarnished keys. "Read the letter first," Mr. Pendleton suggested gently. Arthur unfolded the crisp paper. The handwriting was elegant and flowing. "My dear Arthur. You do not know me, but I have followed your life from afar. I know this will come as a great surprise. Life is a magnificent adventure, but I fear you have been living it too safely in your little apartment with your numbers and reports. I am leaving you my most prized possession, my curiosity shop, Finch's Cabinet of Wonders. It is located at 13 Willow Lane. The keys are enclosed, asterisk. Asterisk, do not be quick to sell it, Arthur. Look after it. Explore it. There is more to this shop, and to you, than meets the eye. It is not just a building, it is a key to a different kind of life. Unlock its secrets, and you will unlock your own asterisk. Your great-uncle, Alastair Finch." Arthur looked at the keys in his hand. They felt heavy, full of potential. A curiosity shop? What did that even mean? After thanking Mr. Pendleton, Arthur drove straight to Willow Lane. It was a narrow, cobblestone street he had never noticed before, tucked away behind the main city library. And there it was, a narrow, three-story building squeezed between two taller ones. A faded sign above the door, shaped like a keyhole, read Finch's Cabinet of Wonders. The windows were dusty, making it impossible to see inside. He fumbled with the large, ornate key and unlocked the heavy wooden door. It creaked open, and a strange smell washed over him, a mixture of old books, dust, spices, and something else, something metallic and magical. The shop was incredible. It was like stepping into a museum. Shelves reached the high ceiling, crammed with strange objects. There were dusty globes that seemed to show unknown continents, clocks with too many hands, jars filled with shimmering sands, and 100 other things he couldn't identify. In the center of the room was a large, glass-topped counter displaying an assortment of intricate keys, magnifying glasses, and delicate mechanical birds. For the next week, Arthur spent every evening after work in the shop. He started cleaning, carefully dusting each shelf and object. He found a ledger that listed items and their supposed origins: phoenix feather, Egypt; music box that plays the songs of Wales, Pacific Islands; compass that points to what you desire, unknown. Arthur smiled. His uncle had quite an imagination. One evening, as he was polishing the glass counter, he noticed a small, almost invisible seam in the wood paneling behind it. He pushed and prodded, and with a soft click, a small section of the wall swung inward, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside was a single, small, iron key, unlike any he had seen before. It was cold to the touch. Taped to it was a tiny note in the same elegant handwriting: asterisk for the locked drawer in the desk. The real journey begins here. Asterisk. Arthur's heart hammered in his chest. He rushed to the old, roll-top desk in the corner, a place he had cleaned but not thoroughly explored. He had assumed the small drawer at the bottom was just stuck. Now, he inserted the small iron key. It turned smoothly. The drawer contained only one item, a beautiful, leather-bound journal. The cover was embossed with a compass rose. He opened it. The first page read, asterisk, the Traveler's Journal of Alastair Finch. Asterisk. Arthur spent the entire night reading. It wasn't just a diary, it was a chronicle of adventures. Alastair hadn't been a man with an imagination, he had been a true explorer. The journal described his travels to remote jungles, ancient ruins, and hidden valleys. And more importantly, it described the objects in the shop. They weren't just curiosities, according to the journal, many of them were genuinely unique. The compass that points to what you desire didn't point north, it pointed towards whatever your heart truly wanted. The music box really did contain the recorded songs of humpback whales, captured through a method Alastair had invented. The journal explained that the shop was a sanctuary for these rare and wonderful things, a place to keep them safe and share their wonder with the right people. The final entry was addressed to him. Asterisk Arthur, if you are reading this, you have taken the first step. You have shown curiosity. This shop is now your responsibility. But it is not a prison. It is a gateway. Use the compass. What is it that you truly desire? Do not think of money or a new car. Think deeper. Then follow it. The adventure is yours now. Asterisk. The next day, Arthur called his boss and quit his job. It was a terrifying and exhilarating feeling. He went to the glass counter and took out the small, brass compass. It looked ordinary, but the needle wasn't fixed. He held it in his palm. What do I truly desire? He whispered to himself. He thought about his quiet life, his loneliness, his longing for something meaningful. He thought about the thrill of discovering the hidden key and the journal. He desired purpose. He desired adventure. The needle on the compass spun wildly for a moment and then stopped, pointing not towards the door, but towards the back of the shop, towards a large old-world map hanging on the wall. Arthur walked over to it. The needle was pointing directly to a small, unmarked island in the South Pacific. As he looked closer, he saw that the island wasn't printed on the map, it was a tiny, meticulously drawn addition in what he now recognized as his uncle's ink. And tucked into the frame of the map was a plane ticket to Tahiti, dated for the following month, and a note. I knew you would make the right choice. The world is waiting. The shop will be here when you return. A.F***. Arthur laughed, a real, joyful laugh that echoed through the dusty old shop. His great-uncle hadn't just left him a building full of objects. He had left him a new life, a purpose, and a map to his very own adventure. The surprise inheritance wasn't the shop, it was the courage to finally live.